Well, howdy ho there, folks. Hopefully you're all doing peachy keen, fantastic, wonderful. Here, we are returning to Dark Crusade for the final time, for this playthrough anyway. I've conquered everything except for the actual Necron base location, the actual stronghold location. And they are the last thing I have to fight. And I've killed everything else. I've gathered the largest reinforced recon thing I possibly could. I got all my boys here. All my fellas. Boom, boom, boom. All the fellas. And yeah, hopefully we can go in there and just absolutely eviscerate these guys. One of the cool things we have now is that we have the ability to build base before we go in there. So I'm going to do that just to give us an even easier time.
The full extent of the Necron presence on Cronus did not become clear until those opposing them launched raids into the catacombs under the Thur Abyss Plateau. The first Necron massacres on the planet had occurred there, and their enemies expected to find some sort of alien bastion. Instead, they found an entryway into the underworld.
Oh.
Garbled reports from doomed scouts sent into the cavernous passageways revealed a network of catacombs honeycombing the entire plateau. Some of these now stood hollowed out, while others served as staging grounds for Necron forces. Worst of all, however, were the deeper tunnels, where row upon row of Necrons still stood, slowly waking to join their lord's global genocide. The attackers settled on a dangerous gambit. A strike force would enter the catacombs and plant a massive explosive device deep in the main cavern. An explosion there would collapse the entire network, crushing or sealing off the legions of still dormant Necrons and shattering those already risen. It remained to be seen if anyone could deliver this device, much less escape in time to continue the fight across Cronus.
Okay. That's spooky, isn't it? Spooky. Okay. Oh! Well, I didn't necessarily want to skip that, but I forgot that earlier I turned off the voices because I was listening to Civi.
Yes, Farseer.
Okay.
Carry this weapon into the bowels of these catacombs, and you may eliminate these Necrons once and for all.
I see great strife between now and then, Harlequin, but I shall not fail.
But Toldir, it is too dangerous. Were you to fall to the enemy, we could not continue.
Then I shall not fall, Harlequin. I will live to fight another day.
Well, I mean, the rest of the planet's conquered. I mean, it's kind of just this place at this point, you know? Yeah, they were like, oh, yeah, we'll just pop in there like we normally do. Oh, well, it turns out we can't do that because these guys have way more forces just kind of ready to go than previous enemies, so maybe we can't do that. No, well. Okay. But yeah, this should probably be the easiest of all of them. Like I said, we already have stuff built down here. We have all of our available guys.
Toldir, I have seen terrible things hidden in these catacombs.
I have had the visions as well, Harlequin. I shall dispatch rangers to scout those areas.
Fear the judgment of the council.
Investigate the seals. Yeah, there's like Catan things here. So something that's kind of interesting about this particular version of the necrons, the version that we end up fighting against here, is that essentially this is kind of before. Oh. Man, they run kind of weird. And they like run and like stick their ass out a bit. You notice that? It's kind of weird. Maybe they just got the big booty and they want to make sure.
At the very surface of our catacombs. More and more of us rise from the depths with every passing moment.
Yeah. But basically, this is kind of before they got their big switch around. When they were rather different. And you can kind of tell that's part of the reason that the pariah there is doing all of the talking. But of course, as it would go on, you just wouldn't see that anymore because the whole idea behind a lot of the Necron stuff ended up changing. See, now because like the whole idea behind the pariah was that they were like basically people who got the biotransference done to them. But now the Necrons probably wouldn't really do that to you. And it's sort of like how they're like, we'll see as we go through, but they're kind of framed as like servants of the Catan. But of course, as I said previously, as you get, no, I don't want you to do that. I want you to repair that there. Thanks. And you'll definitely see that the things have changed and the exact nature of like the enemy and like what exactly all these guys are trying to like accomplish and stuff like that changes. The more you learn about like the more we learned about Necrons beyond the original stuff. Like in the 3rd edition codex, if you read it, it was basically, oh, they're just genocidal robots who just want to kill everything and have no thoughts, and they've kind of lost all their personality. So in this game, they use the pariah as like, oh, you're recently turned, you get to have personality. This isn't really the way. This isn't really the way that like modern Necrons are represented, and it isn't really the way that most people think of Necrons these days. Necrons now have a ton of personality. If you ever read like The Infinite and the Divine, for instance, there's like a lot of different personality in that. Trays in the Infinite and all that has a ton of personality, and now they're no longer servants of the Catan. They were basically the modern lore is more like that they were servants of Catan back in the War in Heaven, but then the Catan betrayed them, or yeah, basically the Catan betrayed them and tried to do the biotransference specifically just to eat their souls and things like that. And you know that, well, obviously it wasn't going like so peachy keen fantastic for them. Did they blow up all of our turrets? I think they did. So we're just gonna... Basically my idea here is that I'm gonna build plenty of anti-vehicle and stuff like that, and we're just gonna go through this and just destroy everything. I want to leave nothing. And I'm just gonna blow everything up. And if I had the ability to give like a transport, like invisibility, I could maybe just have them all just charge straight through, which would be kind of interesting. And I don't really have a ton of room here, so I think what we're gonna end up doing is just building like that, and we'll wait. I mean, they can keep sending like random dudes to come and attack. It doesn't really matter that much. Gotta make sure that we do have forces to defend this place though, because they'll just keep coming back, and then, you know, until you actually eliminate a lot of them. They just sort of just do this over and over again. And the main thing here is that we just need more resources just so that we can build more stuff. So after we get these guys and these fire dragons, we're gonna push in. Yeah, it is very interesting to see how much they've changed, and it feels like a short time, but I guess it really isn't that short. This was you know, about what, almost 2 decades ago now? Not quite 2 decades, but you know, it was a long enough time ago now that I don't feel that out of place saying 2 decades. I can't remember exactly when. Okay, come on. There we go. Like exactly when. Okay.
As I dream, so shall it be.
Vipers ready to sting.
And we're just gonna send these guys in here. And basically,
Strike a decisive blow.
at every point or so, you're gonna need to take a
Give the enemy no quarter.
take a moment probably to destroy. And you're gonna see here that they're gonna have these things where they use the essence of the Catan.
The loathsome energies of the Catan flow through that structure. We must destroy it before it reaches full power.
Are deathless interlopers. Under the shadow of the beacon of unlife.
Yeah, I will also say that the older versions of like the Necrons were really edgy, like kind of ridiculously edgy if you really stop and think about it. And it was kind of, I personally just didn't like it very much. I think it was kind of lame. I like it a lot more when they have character, man. I like it a lot more when they're not just like, oh, I kill everything. It's like, okay, yeah, that's just kind of boring. It's sort of like how the Imperium's whole thing of being just like so blinded by faith and stuff like that is honestly pretty boring. So like having them actually be, you know, significantly different is, I think, much more interesting than when they were like this and just kind of like, yeah. And now this is just like a thing that a Necron unit can just do, which is kind of funny. Because, I mean, you can give them reanimation protocols and things like that. I actually don't know that much about how, like, what, like, the exact way Necron reanimation protocols and things like that. But, yeah, I might also just go out on a limb here and say that I don't actually think that Necrons are that scary, in the sense that, like, yeah, they're scary as an existential threat and they can easily beat like most opponents in like one-on-one combat when you're talking about like okay, maybe not one-on-one, but you know, like the technology level, like it's kind of hard.
Necrons buried in these tunnels have already exited. If we can find another access, we may move through them as we do through the webway.
Well, that's good. I'm kind of half surprised with the way like Aeldari are that there wasn't like a webway portal somehow here already. Well, as in like inside the catacombs. I know there was one on the planet because, you know, that's the whole thing. Okay, there, those guys are dead. Let's go down here and claim this so that we can have at least a little bit more resources. That would be nice. And my intention is to basically just go through here and just completely clear out the catacomb, so that when we need to leave, it's just like, it's just like real, it shouldn't take very long. But you might also see though that these guys are like a lot tougher than a lot of other basic infantry, just because they last even more than like a couple of seconds under like all that firepower. But, you know, it is what it is, man. Man. Stop coming through these tunnels. Here, you capture this while they do that.
We are shaped by fate just as we shape it.
I'm just gonna leave you here to cover this.
My music is a pillar upon which whole worlds have been built.
They built that just because I want.
Just as we shape it.
I want the ability to warp people around and cool vehicles.
Command me to build.
But yeah, it's kind of interesting too, because
Just as we shape it.
I don't really think Eldar have changed that much since they got originally implemented. They
It is now in our hands.
like pretty much from the time they got
My music is a
into the game till now.
been built.
They've oh wait, no, I don't need you to move forward. I need you to go back actually.
Here then.
They just don't really feel like they've changed that much.
By fate just as we shape it.
They just kind of seem like, okay, you guys gotta.
The future is clouded and uncertain.
No, it's not. Because I say so. I mean, we know what's gonna happen. We're gonna kill them all.
The enemy.
Gosh dang it. And of course, one of them is.
Take us within range of the enemy.
It's fine. We'll just bring him. Scares are kind of interesting. There's a lot of stuff that they've added lore. I think has become really cool with the Necrons in particular. I don't play them mostly just because I'm not like really big on their play style. I think their play style is just not the greatest, really.
My music will shape the race.
If you're going now, why would you build more of those? Well, the main reason is that we're gonna try and build more power things, just so that we're never really dealing with power issues. I don't know if we really need to do that
They even see us.
for no other reason than like it seems like we're already getting plenty of power, really. But you know, whatever, my guy. I ain't too worried about it.
By fate just as we shape
Here, I'm gonna build another one of these.
My
Just so that we can
shape the race.
get those upgrades faster. And then I want to build these because warp spiders are my favorite. Warp spiders are really. Oh no, my rich lord. Pariahs are also something that you just don't see anymore, like at all. I guess they just didn't really fit super well with the new ideas that they were putting behind the Eldar. So they kind of got rid of a lot of stuff like that, where it's just like the older some of the older ideas just kind of got abandoned because they really didn't make as much sense once things started like.
As I dream, so shall it be.
Like, why would they actually biotransference more people? They're basically borderline infinite as it is. They can regenerate from quite a few of their wounds. What lesser species would they see that they need to include in their ranks? And there's like a whole thing about, well, back when they were just like these soulless monsters that just didn't care at all, and it's just about destruction, then sure, it's kind of fine, because what are you doing? Just go over there.
My music is a pillar upon which whole worlds have been built.
Now begin the next phase.
You will have
Actually, I should have.
My powers are yours now.
Vipers ready to
We're just kind of like, well,
To the front line. Take us
why would they
of the enemy.
need to do that, or like back when they were just monsters, it's more just like, okay, well, of course they'll do that. They'll do whatever they want to, or whatever they feel they need to get their.
Beacon. Destroy it quickly.
Darkness veils your eyes and dulls your senses. Before the beacon of the deceiver, we are like deadly shadows.
Okay.
From your sight.
Incoming enemy fire.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's not.
Take us within range of the enemy.
There you go. Yeah, we're definitely gonna lose some guys to this, but it's not gonna be that big of a deal. Yeah, see, we lost one of these guys, so we'll just regenerate. And you know, with the Farseer around, we can see anything that's going on. And she's now fully upgraded, right? Like all of our various different
Covered another access to the abandoned tunnel system.
we can kind of just throw these guys in there and just have them kill. And because she can make them see everything, kind of seems like your beacon of the deceiver is not actually that strong. Actually, here, kill these guys first, I guess. Okay, just gotta check occasionally, just to... Well, that's good. Here, just blow these guys up because they're kind of annoying, and it's also kind of interesting because I don't even remember what the deceiver actually even did to be called the deceiver specifically, because it's just like I don't know. I think it's that he just deceives the most frequently. But for like a lot of these things, I'd have to actually look. Necrons are actually one of two areas in 40k lore where I know a little bit less about them. Specifically some of the stuff in the armies. Like, I don't know everything about every Catan shard. I know a lot about the Void Dragon, but that's mostly just be related to how it is related to the... what you call it?
Command me to build.
Related to the Adeptus Mechanicus, so that's why I know more about that. I know a decent bit about like Necron power level in terms of like what their technology is capable of and how they have all these different devices that can do all this different stuff, which is kind of cool. And it's them and sisters. I have just never cared that much about sisters. I know that they definitely used to give off way more of a fetishy vibe. Like nowadays, I think they're way more tame, and it's not quite so like oh, you know. But like they're. Man.
We are under enemy fire. We are shadowy death. Strike quickly.
Here, both of you go in there. Then I guess we'll just... oh. Might not be able to get through before... well... cool thing about that is that we can... kind of just...
things to me and I respond in kind.
We are here to exact harsh vengeance.
But yeah, I just never cared as much for sisters. I just don't... I mean, I think they're neat enough. Just not like anything that like makes you go, oh my god, that's so cool, you know, like it's kind of much more like, oh yeah, no, I mean,
Shaped by fate just as we shape it. Strike quickly while our enemy slumbers.
yeah, just kind of more like, oh, okay, that's it's kind of neat, I guess. I don't know, like the whole nuns with guns thing has just never appealed to me that much. I guess it just turns into a thing where I don't really like the whole weird fanaticism that the Imperium already has, so when you just add more of it, I'm not really that into it. You know, like it's just kind of like, oh, okay, well, I mean, I guess it's cool that people have the ability to do this,
Command me to build.
but to me, a lot of it just feels kind of like,
How can I help?
it's like putting a hat on a hat, you know, like, did I get my... no, I think they killed him. No, I moved him back. We're fine.
Incoming enemy fire.
I do kind of feel like some of these pariah units are maybe a little bit tankier than they should be, but I don't know. This game's kind of weird. Sometimes it almost feels like when you completely focus fire a unit, it actually makes it harder to kill them, because like just there'll be so much going on that like it almost seems like sometimes dudes will start bumping into each other and like get real distracted and not really. Let's see, investigate the energy sources. So I did that one, This one's gonna be a bunch of monoliths, so, but we're gonna go blow it up anyway. Don't really need to go take that. So I'm just not gonna. However, we are gonna get closer to that one over there because the relic's there. I think I kind of feel like the Imperium gets too much focus as it is, and I mean, I guess I would prefer that they focus on something like the Sisters of Battle to more Space Marine stuff, because I don't know, Space Marines are just like, there's just so much, and having just more diversity would be nice. I just kind of like, part of the reason I want them to add some Skaven-y. And no, the Imperium is not Skaven. That's a silly thought. And yes, I understand there's some similarities. There's a lot of them, and it sucks, but they really don't fit the archetype that well, I don't think. Like, every time there's a lot of them and it kind of sucks, are you just gonna say Skaven? You probably shouldn't do that. That would be pretty silly for you to do. But, no, there's too many Space Marines, way too many Space Marines, honestly. But, like, you know, I would almost rather that they like take stuff away unless it's like an actual detriment, rather than just add some more stuff. I think more alien races would be neat. Or Xenos. Just less stuff that's just plain old humans. I mean, or you know, like even if you feel the need to do humans, maybe make some Guevesa or something so that they have a unit in. In like already existing stuff, like in the Tau. That'd be kind of cool, I guess. But yeah, it feels like a lot of this stuff is very, very difficult, or very not difficult, but like overdone, and it just starts to feel like, okay, man, you really need to take a fucking break here on some of the Imperium shit. Do something else. And you know, also take a break on the Chaos stuff. Do something else there too, because now, I mean, that's probably my biggest complaint in like Rogue Trader, is that it just starts to feel like literally everything is just like, and then there was a Chaos Cult. It's like, I don't give a fuck about your Chaos Cults. And at a certain point, it's like, is it even that much worse than the Imperium? Like, it gets harder and harder to care that much about like an enemy when you're just like, I don't know, man. Like, y'all kind of seem kind of crazy to me. But specifically, though, the ones that seem really kind of crazy to me and kind of annoying to me are like, okay, it's just a turret. Are just like the amount of times it's just like, and then there was a Chaos Cult, and then specifically it's just like, I always remember that scene from one of the books in the early Horus Heresy. I think it's first book, might either be the first book or second book, I can't remember, but where they kind of get into the whole idea of like civilizations that are aware of chaos kind of look at the Imperium and think, oh, are you a chaos civilization? You kind of give that vibe, and it's like, well, no, we don't know what chaos is. It's like, yeah, okay, well, you don't, but your emperor does, and you stole power from the gods, and that went into your creation, and now you're all bad and evil, and we all knew that was going to happen. It starts to feel like if you know what, the more you knew, it's like, oh, so the heresy was basically inevitable because you set it up in such a way. I think even if the emperor watched over like every Primarch's birth and like watched over them each personally, I don't think they would have avoided falling to chaos. If anything, I think it just would have solidified certain people who didn't fall to chaos falling to chaos again. Because, like, I mean, it starts to seem really, really like they also just don't know what to do with anybody who isn't just chaos. Or just like anything that's not just evil, you know, like I think 40k and fantasy, to be fair, is really bad at writing like motivation for characters that doesn't paint them as like pure evil or idiots. Like it really has a hard time with that, it seems to me. Like, why did this guy fall for this? Oh, well, the wiles of chaos. It's like, okay, like if you're even like remotely aware of what chaos is, don't most of them just seem like you'd never want to join them? Like, really? Like, it's I don't know. Like sure, I understand, like, oh man, we're in a cult and it's dangerous and stuff, but like, hey, if you joined a cult and not long in they're like, oh yeah, now we need to twist your nipples till you die, wouldn't you at least be like, what? Wouldn't you at least have some questions? Wouldn't you at least wonder, is this actually necessary? Anything like that? I would think some thoughts would arise there that would maybe make you kind of second guess joining big time evil. You know, I don't know why you're in such a big time rush to join big time evil.
Incoming enemy fire.
Combat is our path. You must lead us to it.
It was just so many scarabs. Why is it so many scarabs? Are you really the only one that can reach that? Of course. Yes, you basically gotta have to keep dudes here because they have guys who will just like sit outside of range and be a problem, I guess. Because of course they do. I mean, now to be fair, that's totally a good strategy. And if you can just sit there and just like plink away your enemy while they can't seem to do much back, good idea, bud. Certainly not saying that that's a bad idea, but it is annoying. I should probably use those tunnels more. But
We are shaped by fate just as we are shaped.
here, I'm just gonna
A shadowy death.
have you guys hang out and defend this place.
World moves so slowly.
Here, you build that, and then these guys are gonna build that.
We are taking damage.
Okay, now I'm gonna have a hard time selecting all my units, but I think... Okay, here. Go destroy this thing. The rangers don't have to be selected all the time, that's fine. Okay, there. Now kill these guys because they're annoying. Now then, I also think that Aeldari could use some more attention. Where's my Aeldari attention? I want all the Aeldari attention. Give it to me. It would also be really nice. I know GW is probably not listening, but it would be really nice if y'all could do something about like the way Drukhari play right now. I think they really need some work. Part of it though is just some of these might just be kind of flawed with the addition, where it's like you gotta like, because I was gonna say like one of the main problems with Drukhari is that they don't really feel that much like Drukhari to me, especially because like every list just becomes and then we spammed Darklands. And it's like, well, that kind of turns into one of those things where it's kind of hard to get too away from that for no other reason than like with tanks being almost like the meta this edition. You kind of have to take a bunch of anti-tank stuff, but
We are taking damage.
yeah, I'm not 100% sure what you could do, but just maybe take a look at them, maybe see if you can't balance them out a little bit more, fix them up a bit, you know, that would be nice. And of course, I'm not saying that they need to be like, oh my god, so fantastic, nothing can ever touch them. Please don't make them that either. That would be, we already get enough, black. We don't need you to just be like, and then you were the greatest that ever lived, and nothing could kill, impossible kill even. And now we have to, yeah, see, they're just gonna keep doing that, and that's kind of annoying. But hey, whatever, man. Oh, did you just? Oh well.
You cannot imagine what we have seen.
That's not great, but whatever. I guess I should have made sure that they are going along with everybody else. You get a little closer so I can actually get all of you bastards in there. There we go. Nope, someone's still not in there. How about now? There we go. Yeah, this is, they're dead. I don't really care that much though. Okay, let's go investigate this next signal.
We are taking damage. To battle.
But yeah, I think
This world moves so slowly.
there's a lot of things that you could do in this edition to try and fix some stuff up, though. So I briefly joined this AOS. Well, I'm still in it, but I joined this the AOS TTS server because I kind of wanted to try out AOS. I was reading a bit about Gloomspite Gets and Skaven and AOS and Iron Jaws, and I was like, hey, these guys sound kind of cool, and I think it'd be kind of cool to try them out, you know. It was also, hey, but it was also kind of just like, oh, where are they summoning these guys from, actually? But yeah, there's just like a bunch of monoliths over here, basically. And I remember mentioning that hey, I'm going to be trying to play basically a tutorial game. I've read the rules for AOS. Some of it, though, I think I'm just going to trip up because they are different enough to 40k that I think, like for instance, the initiative turn stuff, I'm going to keep forgetting that. I've done some research on that. At first, I was like, that seems like it would be really broken, but then like you realize that like AOS is much less of a shooting game, and that's probably where like a lot of the, like if I could shoot twice and I was like Tau, like in 40k, then yeah, that would probably be busted. But the way AOS seems to play and the way people were talking about it, it really doesn't seem like the 2 turns in a row is going to be that big of an issue. Well, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I might just end up doing Gloomspite Gets. They're one of the ones I have tried previously. Yeah, let's blow up these turrets. But I think that's probably going to be some of the biggest stuff, is just going to be Yeah, figuring some stuff out. But yeah, anyway, I was in there and I mentioned that I played a bunch of games of 40k and that I wanted to play something. And it basically seemed like it set them off on a tangent of like, man, 40k sucks right now. It's like, okay. I don't think 40k is that bad right now. I think there's a lot of room for improvement, but I mean, honestly, it's fine. I don't think there's too much that is like... It strikes me as just an addition of 40k. I've been playing on and off since 3rd edition, basically, and yeah, well, let's see, I think it was actually more like 4th. Yeah, probably closer to like 4th, I think, actually. But no, I did have the 3rd edition Orc Codex, Speed Freaks and all that. But I don't know if I'd really say it was like, it's like so terribly busted or anything like that. I definitely think that every edition of 40k has had some weird or something that's broken, and then someone will cry and moan about, you gotta fix it, and then they'll fix it, and then a new thing will come. It's like, you can't really win with games like this. Someone's always going to be complaining. To be fair, though, I think the criticisms I did see before I kind of checked out, some of them made sense. Like, removing Psychic isn't good, and, like, some of the keywords aren't necessarily the best. But I think that, honestly, for what they were intending, it seems like they mostly... I think they mostly got it, at least from my understanding. I wouldn't say it's perfect or anything like that, definitely, but I don't think it's anywhere near as much of a cluster as some people seem to act like it is. And now look, there's also the whole thing of sometimes the game is just not for you and you just have a different game that you want to play. Sometimes it's just literally what it is. And I think that sometimes you just kind of get to a point of like, it just makes more sense to just go play something else. Where you're just kind of going like, why are we even focusing on this? What is it giving us to focus on this? And sometimes I legitimately do think that the best answer for some folks is you just got to go play something else. And if
danger has found us, waiting here
if you're just gonna sit there and be like, oh man, I don't like this, it's like, okay, I understand that to a certain degree. However, like, if you really don't like the product that GW put out, I think sometimes you're just going to be in a bad spot, and I don't know what to tell you about that. Sometimes certain editions are going to be better for you than others. Some are going to feel better. For me personally, I've met several people who really don't like 10th and preferred 9th. I had to say, I thought 9th was a mess, and the little bit I played of it, which is one game, and then I watched some people play, nothing too crazy. I didn't like the amount of stuff, like the amount of stratagems, the amount of all this other stuff. It just felt like bloat. A lot of it just felt like it wasn't really even that interesting the way that they had it set up. So to me, for a lot of things I saw, I was just like, I don't even want to bother. 10th was simplified enough that it was easier for me to pick up games and play, and there was less just like, now there's 900 stratagems, figure it out, you know. And I think in that sense it's better, but you know, I can also understand if you're really into all the stratagems and into auras and all the other stuff that was going on. I think I get it. I would say that from what I understand, 10th seems like it's more balanced than a lot of other editions, but you know, at the same time, I don't know. I kind of feel like balance at a certain point becomes one of those words that you're just supposed to say and talk about, but not really something that people care about that much. I've noticed that when people's armies are doing really well, they bitch about balance a lot less, and then if their army is doing bad, then they'll talk nonstop about balance. It's one of those things where I think you're kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't. I think you can fix some of this stuff in this edition without completely breaking it, so you should. But at the same time, it does kind of seem like,
we shall win this war.
at least for a good portion of stuff, it's just kind of like, it just kind of seems like there isn't really that much that you can do without fundamentally changing a lot of things about the edition, which, you know, I think there's definitely arguments to be made for changing things this edition. I'm certainly not going to say that I think 40k is the best tabletop. It really isn't. But I don't know what the best is. That's an opinion thing. But I will say that there are also definitely moments where I just think the fundamental nature, the way 40k is built, is just not always that great. Sometimes, in fact, it feels really bad. I think sometimes the whole you go, I go system really feels like a distraction the whole experience, because there's just, and people talk about, well, you can interact with your enemy in a variety of ways and blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, kinda. I mean, like, as we're playing something like Infinity, which I don't think you could do the way Infinity does it in 40k without it just being a problem. Like, Infinity is a strategy. I'm sorry, a skirmish game, and just because it has much smaller scale, it's a lot easier to be like, okay, this guy, and this guy can see that guy, and when he moves and they're doing stuff, and it's like, so we're gonna have you do this. I think that it is different, definitely, but yeah, I could definitely see some people are really not happy, but I am kind of interested and kind of looking forward to trying out AOS. I'm not sure it's going to be different enough from 40k to fix the complaints I have about 40k, but I also, you know, I figure, why not? It's free. Basically just a time thing where I just gotta, you know, set up and be willing to try out these different armies and be willing to sit there with people and, you know, fumble through the rules for a little bit, but provided I have somebody who's helpful, that's not that big a deal. And, you know, worst case scenario, I don't like it that much, I'll just go back to playing 40k and, you know, whatever. I think it is kind of funny that these guys keep bringing like heavy destroyers and stuff, because I have nothing that their weapon is actually useful on. I'm mostly just infantry at this point. And I have to admit, that's serving me pretty well here.
A fast strike in and out. We are on our way. A fast strike in and out. We are under enemy fire.
Are we? Oh, over there.
A fast strike in and out. A fast strike in and out.
But it is also, it's also kind of interesting looking at a game that I'm way less familiar with, because
Destroy it quickly.
A fast strike in and out.
Serve the Catan in the end. Bring your vehicles before the beacon of the Void Dragon,
I don't have any vehicles with me.
as they turn against you.
I don't have any vehicles with me, I'm sorry, you can't really do your parlor trick. I mean, you can talk about your parlor trick, and it sounds very impressive, but I don't have any vehicles with me, so, you know.
A fast strike in and out.
Monolith's kind of scary. I mean, where's the... Is it back there? Where is it?
We can be there instantly.
Oh, there it is, okay.
We have uncovered another access to the
disappear.
abandoned tunnel system.
Incoming enemy fire. To battle. We are taking damage. A fast strike in and out. A fast strike in and out.
I will say that necrons are kind of interesting, specifically in like the way that they were kind of meant to be like undead but in space. And then I guess, you know,
Focus on the temporal objective.
you can kind of talk about like how effective that actually was, which I think overall, I mean, it's certainly an interesting idea. I don't know if modern necrons really do that very well. I think they do it pretty good on the tabletop. I think it's mostly a lore thing where I kind of question whether or not they're actually doing that great of a job with that.
To move.
But I don't really think anything's done too terribly one way or the other
Upon which whole worlds have been
in these particular instances.
My powers are
incoming enemy fire.
all is clear to me now. Shall I define your next move?
Here, destroy this thing next, and then we'll move on to the next thingy. Oh no, one of my...
There is wisdom in your words.
Of course there is. Big smart cat. Of course. Nope. I want you right there. Move here. You, move here. Just so I can select all of you.
Nothing is hidden
There we
from
go.
my sight.
Now destroy these guys, I guess, because they matter, apparently.
Show the ancestors defeat.
Okay, so let's see. There's one just right there. I tried to remember. I don't even remember what Catan chart. That might be the Nightbringers. I don't know. It's something probably.
So slowly.
That's probably very scary. Are you scared? Are you trembling in your boots? No? Well, don't know what to tell you about that. But yeah. They don't really feel that undead in terms of like the way they actually like operate in like books and things like that, though. I think they feel fine. I like them, but I don't know. I don't really get that much of an undead vibe from them in like the books, like the Infinite and the Divine, or like the Twice Dead King. Those books.
We shall win this war.
Is that a monolith? What is?
Catan beacon.
Then disappear.
Destroy it quickly.
Time itself bends to the will of the Catan fool.
Okay.
A fast strike in.
Come before the
Where-
Necron beacon and be frozen into the stillness of death.
Okay.
How can I help?
We shall win this war. A fast strike in.
Yeah, let's blow up the monolith here. And then once that's destroyed, we can probably may as well deal with the last Catan thing just so it's done. Yeah, look at that though. For some reason now, since they did that, I can't actually focus on the dumb thing and like I can't click to make. Okay, no, I can now. Here, go attack and kill these guys.
We shall win this war.
I do like the destroyers. Destroyers are kind of fun designs. Just imagine you're like, I'm not moving fast enough. I need a huge ass that generates so much fast. It's like, oh, okay, baby. If that's what you're after. Okay, not being able to focus fire these guys is actually really, really irksome.
Strike in and out.
I'm kind of tempted to just not even bother destroying that beacon, because, I mean, do I need to? Does it really do anything?
Strike in and out.
I guess here, we'll just do this. I need to have a tank go down there anyway to pick her up in a little bit.
Many are called, few survive. Swiftly, sisters!
Naturally.
We are the dealers of death.
That's not that swiftly. You guys seem like you're taking your sweet ass time.
The enemy cannot hide from my sight.
Yeah, go just, I guess, just blow it up. Why not? Then we can go over here and deal with what's left. There really isn't that much left here. I mean, see, which way are you guys going? I guess we're just gonna get up and go over there. Makes sense. I mean, you gotta think, if this is just like what the Catan could do, like, yeah, I guess a lot of that's like scary in concept, but it doesn't really seem like it's that frightening in terms of what they're actually doing when we get there, you know?
There is wisdom in your words. Call upon me if you wish.
Yeah.
Cleanse them in flames. Reap the inferno! I will sing the firestorms now.
Weapons fully charged. Identify the enemy you wish to annihilate. We are ready to deliver death to the enemy.
We are
Where are you?
by fate just as we shape it. Strike quickly while our enemy slumbers.
Okay, now go back over there
The warp.
Many
with those ladies.
few survive.
Prism cannons fully charged.
We are Doom incarnate.
Command me to build. Nothing remains unchanged by the music of creation.
Why are you guys just like...
We are taking damage.
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter at this point, because even if all of my heroes, or all my special boys die except for the main lady, then it really doesn't matter that much. Here, just stop yelling at me.
Falcon brought an Aris to Eldari. Prism, we bring the warriors to the front. Prism cannons fully charged. It will be worth the wait.
Yeah, I'll just have you guys just go over there, and hopefully I can get you all in like one big circle and continue to summon all that good stuff, you know.
To move. We
What are you guys doing? Jeez.
My music is a pillar upon which whole worlds have been built. Command me to build. My music is a pillar on which enemy fire have been built. Look, it changes as I play.
We are the Destroyer's agents on this plane.
The future is clouded and uncertain.
We
Nuh-uh.
incarnate.
Because I say otherwise.
The mists of space and time retreat from my mind.
Dang it.
The enemy cannot hide from my sight. The future seems so clear.
Okay. Now I think we got...
This world moves so slowly. We are under enemy fire. To battle.
Get run over here.
We shall win this war.
Oh, there's a monolith over here. Let's go kill that. That seems like it might be a bit of a threat.
And out.
Just as Falcon brought an arrow to Eldari, we bring warriors to the front.
The mists of space and time retreat from my mind.
I'm glad that they're doing that retreating thing. Because it's probably pretty good that you know what's going on and all that fun stuff. Okay, that's done. Thanks for bringing your random warriors. I mean, they certainly like to act like they're a threat. And you know what? Oh, well, this one's already, like, its health is already kind of fucked. I don't even know if it's gonna be worth it to try and put the lady in there. Okay.
So slowly.
Let's just finish off these turrets and whatnot. So that when we leave, it's just basically a straight shot out. I think, like, so I think I'm on normal. On normal, I definitely feel like by the end of the game, once you have all the upgrades and stuff like that, I think you seem really powerful, and it kind of seems like they have a really hard time actually dealing with you once you get to that point. But you know, nothing too crazy. I think we're just about at the point where we're going to be just completely destroying. I mean, we're kind of already destroying like everything they bring. At this point, like I said, it's basically just so we clear out the way for when we want to leave. We destroyed their monolith area. We destroyed all of their signal thingies. I think there's like a couple places left where they're still like building units, but not that many.
This world moves so slowly. We shall win this war. We soon, then disappear. We soon, then disappear. We focus on the temporal objective.
Yeah, I think what we're gonna do here. We're just gonna do that, and then we're gonna do that.
The random hand of fate delivers me to you.
I am the Song of Fury, here to serve.
I meant to.
Awaiting your command.
Command me to build.
We are the Destroyer's agents on this plane.
There is wisdom in your ancestors are yours to command. There is wisdom in your words.
Oh, I did think so.
The Falcon has landed.
So yeah, at this point, there's basically maybe just some resistance up in that corner, but most of the rest of it has already been destroyed. So we're just gonna move you all
As it
to over there.
We are Doom Incarnate.
Okay.
All who love life
Weapons fully charged.
are the dealers of death.
There is wisdom in your words.
Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have all these guys over here join up, and then they're going to I'm just going to send them into this corner to just try and eliminate whatever's
Vipers will bring quick death to the enemy.
whatever's over there.
Agents on this plane.
The mists of space and time retreat from my mind.
We are the dealers of
We
death.
are under enemy fire. Quickly, take us to the battle.
Okay, good enough.
Here we're commanded. Incoming enemy fire.
Oh, God, there's more. Of course, let's go deal with those.
We must hold the enemy back. Nothing is hidden from my sight.
This road moves so slowly.
And like that. And kill all the necrons because they're bad. Because they want to be, I don't know, meanie heads, probably. Wait, so can you just go in through any of these and then just go out the other side? Because in that case, couldn't we just go right there to the right there? Yeah, I think we can.
We focus on the temporal objective.
Here, I
We
want.
have uncovered another access to the
I just want
abandoned
to. I just want to see. Where does this actually?
Keep us waiting.
Where does this actually take you? Because if you can go in here and then.
Deliver us to battle.
Oh, you can. Okay. Then yeah, there's. I don't need the extra transports. Yeah. Okay.
Vipers will bring quick death to the enemy.
Yeah, we're fine. Here.
We have been too long from battle. Hear the voice of death calling to them.
Do they?
Fear the judgment of
I don't know. I think these guys probably wouldn't at this very moment.
Identify the enemy you wish to annihilate.
Awaiting your command.
The terrain matters not.
The random hand of fate delivers me to you.
All right, now let's go in there and kick some butt. Since there really isn't very much left that they would even probably bother bringing against us. I mean, or that they could.
enemy fire. We shall win this war. We appear where commanded.
Okay, see, I'm trying to figure out where they're building guys and send them in from, because it seems like they're still doing that. Not that it matters that much, I guess.
Here where commanded.
At this point, I mean...
We appear where
I
commanded.
just want to see, is there even anything else over on this side? Oh, they're summoning a Nightbringer. I want to see, how long will it take to kill this thing? Huh, he's just not taking any damage. Here, why don't you just... Why is that thing not taking any damage?
The distortion bomb is prepared. See Farsia Toldia to the surface before it detonates.
Fate calls me to my next victory.
Yeah, that's just kind of weird that they're just not doing any damage at all. Oh. Is he just immune while he's... doing that? I guess he must be. I didn't realize that. I don't think I've actually fought Necrons that much in this game. Neat. It was kind of funny. The other day I was playing a game, and he had the I can't remember what it is. I think it's the hyper crypt teleporty thing. But basically, the guy teleported around a bunch, and it made it so that it was. I don't even know why I'm bothering killing all these guys. I guess it's because they mildly annoy me.
Comes for us.
Uh-huh. Just go there.
Commanded. Our minds are clear again. Regroup.
We shall not fail the craft
We
world
are
again.
ready to return to the
But we
fray.
return to the fight. Strike quickly while our enemy slumbers.
Nothing is hidden from my sight. I am needed elsewhere. Take me.
We are the dealers of death.
Yeah, dude, they don't even have. They have like one ambush left in them over there, and then everything else is just not really a problem.
Take us to
Like, I actually wonder how many
Deliver us to
guys we can fit in there.
We are the Destroyer's agents on this plane. Take us to a better firing position.
See, it seems like it's quite a few.
The future seems so clear.
As I dreamed, so shall
Our
it be.
cries herald the coming of great pain for our enemies.
Oh yeah, that was.
As I dreamed, so shall it be.
Oh, yep, that was all except for a couple of them.
incoming enemy fire.
You have served your purpose.
I knew you would have need of me.
This world moves so slowly.
Here, you can get in there too.
Shall it be?
My thought is pretty much we have time to get just about everybody out of here.
I sense the enemy. They are closing in.
Yeah, we'd probably get I have time to get just about everybody out of here. I don't know what the heck these two are just still doing over there, but that's fine.
We are ready to deliver death to the enemy. Identify.
I don't know what the heck you're doing, but
to annihilate.
it's fine. Hey, how you guys doing? Yeah, we killed a lot of them. I see that you killed piles of immortals there. They don't seem so immortal now, huh? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I got 5 minutes left. I think pretty much everybody would be able to get out of here. Looks like there's a couple of wraiths that are... Yep, we got this. Later, Necron metal nerds.
Bring them back, my lord. The living are escaping.
Yeah, you probably should have been doing that earlier, actually. I mean, your forces kind of got decimated there, my guy.
My lord, the living have...
Later. Man, can you imagine the seismic event that this would probably unleash? Very good.
Farseer Taldir personally led her forces into the catacombs of the Necrons and delivered the massive plasma bomb that collapsed the catacombs, bringing tons of rock down on her foes and many of her own warriors.
I don't think that many.
To atone for this, She also led the efforts to recover the remains of the fallen. During the somber triage, Taldir
We really didn't lose that many.
of the lost, a crypt built eons ago by the Necrons to enshrine the remains of their victims. Within were the remains of several ancient Eldar, warriors in the first war against the Necrons. Taldir would return these to Ulthwé with great ceremony. Perhaps it was the presence of such antediluvian relics that drove the Farseer to complete her conquest of Cronus. Even with the Necrons defeated, she drove her forces forward into the territories as yet unconquered.
There's nothing left unconquered, we got it.
She said, lest the Necrons rise anew on this world.
I mean, it's a tomb world, so you'd think you'd have to do more than, oh, whatever, it's fine.
The alien mind is strange and mysterious, and Farseer Taldir proved this once again upon her conquest of Cronus. The Eldar had broken all who stood before them, driving back men, alien, and heretics alike. Cronus was theirs. However, instead of securing their hold on the world, or enacting some final gambit, they simply vanished, like the ghosts of legend. The Eldar returned to their ship, the Vision of Lilith, which evaded all attempts to track its exit from the Cronus system. Taldir left behind her a planet in anarchy, littered with the corpses of her enemies, and destined to become a lawless backwater for centuries to come. Perhaps that had been her intention all along. Perhaps Cronus itself, and the warlords who might have arisen there, were the threat Taldir had long foreseen, and finally defeated. The truth, like the Farseer's ultimate fate, remains a mystery.
That's kind of a shitty end, but okay. I mean, what do you mean lawless? I mean, why would it be lawless? Wasn't it already a place where literally, well, seven factions were fighting and killing each other? I mean, some of those were like quite literally Imperial factions that were fighting and killing each other. So, I don't know. I don't understand. What do you mean lawless? Make it sound like they made it worse, but it's like, it was kind of bad to begin with, wasn't it? But, yeah, anyway, I'm not going to watch the credits here. Ooh, what's this? I don't remember another cutscene. Bomb, bomb, bomb. 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 Oh, it was 2007, so yeah. Almost 2 decades, not quite. So yeah, like the Necrons have changed quite a bit. Anyway, oh. The game relaunched itself. That's a weird thing for it to do. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and yeah, that's Dark Crusade. Dark Crusade is the Eldar. I might return on perhaps with some mods or higher difficulty and play somebody else, but I'm trying to think who else I'd actually want to play. Maybe Tau. Kind of got to a point where, oh, Tower works probably, actually, because, you know, I do love my orcs. I love my squiggies. Squiggies are good. But anyway, that's going to be it for right now. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a great one. I hope you know that I love you and God loves you. And bye-bye, love you, bye. Like, subscribe, bye-bye, love you, bye. Bye.